Hi, everyone. This is Elise. I just wanted to show you what happens when you tell your director of operations that you want to start doing videos, and they just press play for you and say, start talking. So, this is my first attempt at a video. I thought I would start with talking about maybe how to build a team, whatever industry you're in. I know when you get to the point where you need help with leveraging yourself, you need more time, you need more money, you need more clients, and you know you can't do it all by yourself. This is where a lot of people struggle, I think, first with realizing that they need the help and can't do everything by themselves, but then realizing where to start. Um, so yeah, that I don't know where to start.
Well, when did you decide that you needed help and some leverage?
I just don't like doing things alone. So I just prefer to work with other people around me because I feel like together we can do more. And if you're working from everyone's strengths and everyone comes together and uses their strengths together, it's amazing what can happen. So
And how do you do that? How do you learn what people's strengths are?
I don't know. I guess that's one of my strengths is just being able to see that in other people and learning what it is that drives them and what motivates them, and to make sure that the role they're in is something that's going to make them want to wake up every day and go to work and stay motivated and not get burnt out. Because when everyone is working within their strengths, it brings them energy instead of sucking energy out of them.
Mm-hmm. And again, back to my question, do you ask them, what do you think your strengths are? Do you work with them for a while and pick out what their strengths are? How do you get to that point where you can leverage them the best way possible?
Well, I think the first, if you don't know them, a good way of is doing some sort of personality or behavioral assessment on them, like the DISC, or um, like in our company, we have the KPA or other assessments like that just kind of show what motivates them and what their strengths are. And it's been a lot, even just for myself, figuring out a lot of self discovery, what I'm good at and what I'm not, and just being willing to, instead of trying to always do the things that I'm not good at, is finding people like you to fill those
Thank
gaps
you.
for me and compliment me in those areas, so that instead of sucking out all of my energy and so I can't get to the level I want to get at, I work on my strengths and you work on your strengths, and together
Sure.
it is.
Sure. And I know you do a really great job of going further than just our strengths in a business world. Talk to me a little bit about how you expand that to be more all encompassing.
Well, what I've found is, I mean, to keep people motivated on a team and to feel like you're adding value to them, you really have to learn about them and what motivates them, what their dreams are, what you can't just expect that everyone is going to be motivated or love the things that you love doing or have the same goals that you have. So it's having that conversation with each person and just realizing where their motivations are, what different areas in their life they want to grow in. If they have a bucket list or dreams that they don't think are possible, but with the help of others are completely possible. It's just helping them realize that potential and figuring out a way then as to how your team can help them get there and build on those strengths and kind of make that growth plan with them. That's not necessarily your growth plan that you would put in place for them, but their growth plan that they want for themselves.
And is it an ongoing conversation or is it an annual thing you do?
It's ongoing. I mean, at least annual, but what I found is as people are introduced to different perspectives on things, or they go to trainings, they talk to different people, they realize that what they once thought, that there's more to it, and they want to grow even more. And so it's having that constant conversation so that they're never feeling like they're getting stuck in one position or one area of their life, just helping them grow where they want to grow.
And have you found that most people that you've kind of gone through these practices with are fairly open to these conversations? It sounds like you get into a pretty personal space of theirs. So are people open to those conversations with you?
I think that people are very open to it. They're often very surprised that they would get to that level of a conversation with an employer. I think it's not something that in my experience, it's not something they've experienced in the past. So usually they just go to work, do a job, and no one really cares what they want in life. So I think that's where taking it that next step and making sure that you're paying attention to what they want in their life and how can you incorporate that into the business as a whole and the team, and supporting them in that they feel valued and heard, and that they're not just coming to a job every day to complete tasks for someone else. They're building a life for themselves as well.
Okay. I mean, can you give us an example, more of a concrete example of, somebody that you, not a person, but somebody that you've done this with, and what maybe their bucket list included that you've been able to wrap into, part of their job and their goals professionally as well?
Well, I think one good example is just an admin that is working for us, and I know she had always looked. I mean, this was a growth opportunity for me as well, because she's always looked at her job as a job, and so I've always tried to position her job so it's, okay, I know she only wants to work 9 to 5 or whatever it is, and then she wants to check out. So I've never really explored that growth with her either. So going to a recent training, and she then realized how many other opportunities within our industry, or even just spin-offs from our business, that she could be a part of. It made her think a little bigger and see that there were growth opportunities. So then it just sitting down with her and saying, okay, well, what does this look like for you? What do you enjoy doing? What are you really passionate about? And I mean, so we found another area that now she can have as her, this is what she's going to start working towards. So to work harder in the position she's in now, to build it out so that when someone else steps into it, she has the opportunity to go then and create another division in our company and run with it. And I mean, I think for her, it wasn't even something that was ever in the back of her head. Even if it was in mine, it's something she had never thought about, just because she'd never been asked the question or seen that perspective on things.
Awesome. And I can imagine that it's going to improve your retention. Because why would people want to leave if you're helping them grow more full circle in their entire life, not just professionally? So, what would you say would be a first step if maybe somebody out there is listening and thinks, oh gosh, I don't talk personally with my employees, or we just have a business relationship, but they kind of want to go this direction? What do you think would be a first step for an employer or a leader to start going this direction?
I mean, I think just setting up an intentional meeting with your employees and having the motivational conversation with them. Like, what motivates you to get up every morning and to do what you do? What are your passions? What, like, if you had all the money in the world and you didn't have to work, what would you be doing? What, like, 5 years down the road, if they can think of how are they winning and how is your business winning in their life, what does that look like to them? What kind of position are they in? Are they working with people? Are they working more with tasks? Are they a leader? Are they have a flexible position? Are, like, what would make them feel fulfilled? And just have those discussions. And then, I mean, even if you don't have a plan of what that might look like in your organization, it's then knowing what they want to grow into and that they want to, if they want to be a leader, then it's taking those steps. Okay, well, how do we start developing that new then? What books do you need to read? What training should you go to? Are there other tasks or projects we should be giving to help you develop in that area to make sure that you, when an opportunity arises, that you're in the place where you can step into that.
Awesome. It's great.
All right.
Is there anything else you want to add? Any other thoughts that came to mind?
I just always think it's best to, build a business or a team or an organization for people, for your people, and not for, like, not what is it that I want out of this? What can I get out of it? How much money I can make? You're never going to be fulfilled in that. So it's what can you do for the people who work with you and partner with you along the way, and making sure that everyone is having the same opportunity to live out their dreams through it.
Great.
All right.
Successful first video.